Yeah, I can pour you a drink for you here. Should it be two civilized gentlemen discussing fools, or is it just two,
what did you say first?
Two civilized men discussing fools. Gentlemen maybe is better.
It's longer.
Two civilized gentlemen discussing fools.
That's smooth, huh?
Oh, that's smooth.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a lot of links.
Yeah.
That's wow, you've had a slow week.
I've been by myself.
This is an expression of sadness.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, that's mainly what the internet is to me. No, it's not that. It's a yeah, loneliness, sadness, and insomnia. whatever sleep dysfunction people have, I have it. I stopped getting angry. I just like lay like this and just wait for it.
So you,
I've had people say like, "Why do you just lay there?"
You'll do well in prison.
Because I don't like. I have this thing when I don't know what to say. When I don't like lie and go to sleep and like close my eyes. I find that very weird, and that may be the answer to all my problems. This idea of like,
well, no wonder you got insomnia. You lie there with your eyes open.
Yeah, I just wait for it.
Eventually, that's like sitting on the toilet with your pants up. It doesn't make any sense. Waiting to take a dump. Why? It's so hard to take a dump knowing I've got my pants on still. I think that was a pretty good analogy.
Sitting on the toilet with your pants down before you have to go.
Well, okay. Yours is more accurate, whereas mine had potentially a funnier consequence. Okay, so cut up penis case has people talking penile cancer.
That's a good title.
A comma right after the word people. Cut up penis has people, comma, talking penile cancer. Yeah. That would be amazing. Anyways, he went in for some surgery, and when he woke up, the doctor had removed his penis. And the patient, for some reason, had a problem with that. And the reason why is because the doctor had, not the reason why he was upset. The reason why he was upset.
I was like, no, why was he upset?
The reasoning behind the doctor's decision to do that was because he had discovered that the penis had cancer in it. So he's like, we're snipping this little problem out. And the guy woke up and he was irate.
As he would be.
Yeah, in a rather high-pitched sort of voice, too.
Right.
Let
me ask you one quick thing. When they remove the penis, do they also remove the testicles? Is it like a clean slate, or do they at least...
Yes, we took your testicles. No, there was no problem with them, but we just felt like you deserved a clean slate.
Let's be fair.
Square one.
Let's be fair. It looked a little weird just with having them hang there.
Oh, it actually really would, too.
Yeah. I went for a physical, and he was like... And the part where he had to like check like down in the deal there, and it's like
down in the deal,
and it was like, but he's a very nice like older Jewish man, and it was like when he was doing it, it was like some sort of like not very good Woody Allen movie. Because it was like, he was just like, we were both very nervous.
Nowadays, that would actually be a very good Woody Allen movie.
Well, yeah.
You were both nervous about it?
Well, that's what it seemed like. Because he was all like, I'm just gonna look down there, and and I'm like, okay, we'll just go take a look. And then we're both like, oh.
I think that the challenge here is to see how far off topic our conversations get.
I just like, here's the thing. These are not stories.
These are not stories.
And I know I'm not going to like a big soapbox or a big rant thing, but like, I get that the people want like entertainment news, and there's these entertainment shows. They're not for me. I don't really like them. I think everyone on them should just die like a fiery death. But that's just me. And there's nothing against, and I don't, like, I was gonna say I don't have, like, wish them any ill will. I obviously don't. What bothers me is when real news stations, this is CBS News, post Whoopi Goldberg adopts kitten thrown from car. That's not a story. I was thinking about this last night because went to Entertainment Canada, or one of these, Entertainment Tonight, one of these shows, and I had flipped on for a second. I flipped on to something else that was the news, and I forgot for a minute. And I'm like, is Entertainment Tonight actually doing news? And then I realized I just flipped the channel.
By accident.
By accident.
But for 1 second, you're like...
And then for a second, and I thought, it actually makes sense because the news isn't doing news. So these channels might as well start reporting on stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, it would be different if she'd been once raped by a kitten. This would be...
she's gotten over it.
She has come around... She forgives kittens for the whole rape thing. Okay, it's officially way too hot for this sweater.
I like the italics there. That's what I like about that story. Everything else doesn't matter. I like that. And the queen.
The thing about Oprah is that she's actually, when you think of Oprah as, when you think about Oprah's face, what you're actually thinking of is a painting. It's not what she looks like. It's actually a painting that has...
a work of art.
That has evolved over the years, but that is really nothing what she looks like. It's a flat-out painting that's been placed on top of her face that she's cultivated over many years.
Amazing makeup artist, amazing lighting. Nothing against Oprah, I mean, but...
No, I've got a few things against Oprah.
I got into a phase where people kept telling me to stop because I was really excited. It was just watching people pop things.
Oh my God, no. How do you even get that? Oh, that is so gross.
That's the thing. How do you get that? Like, at this point, the problem is you should have had that looked at.
Oh.
Oh, it's so...
Oh my God, why would you even watch that?
But like, you look at this thing and you go, man, he's got a ways to go.
Oh. Skip to the end. Yeah, that would be great. I would really appreciate knowing how it all ends.
I can.
You have to lean that close to be in the frame.
Something about video games is the same as playing like little magic cards or comics. There's something very solitary about it, and I think
there's something kind of cliquey about it,
right?
Too.
And I think people get they personalize it, right? Because they've had these moments that are very solitary but very memorable. So you automatically get very defensive about it. So I think, and I know some people who are very, very defensive. You can't even make a comment that maybe something you're doing is. Maybe it's not the best use of your time, and I'm not even saying like it's entertainment, right? So like it is what it is. But
that's been a debate that's been bandied around a lot recently about whether or not video games are a waste of time.
Right.
And the way that it's basically you hear this conversation is from people who love video games saying, "Don't worry, we all have solidarity in the sense that we understand that video games are not a waste of time." The thing is, video games are kind of a waste of time. You know, like
just like watching a movie is a waste of time.
Well, but by extension, just like reading a novel is a waste of time.
Right.
I mean, the truth is, you're not really engaging in the world. You're engaging in something that's kind of very internalized. Right. Having said that, though, the problem with video games that you don't find in a novel or a movie is that those things are the experience is finite, limited. But there's also this multiplayer online, which means that you can kind of just spin your tires indefinitely. Just like literally just dicking around. Well, not literally, but dicking around.
Figuratively dicking around.
Figuratively dicking around for the equivalent of days or weeks. Mm-hmm. And at some point, the thing about video games that you have to acknowledge is that because they're interactive, that's what makes them a little extra dangerous. Is because you feel like, and it is why men gravitate towards them, especially in boys, it's because it's goal-oriented. And goal-oriented video games can give you the sense of a completion and satisfaction and purpose that you're otherwise missing in your day-to-day life. That can be very addictive. That's why people get sucked into games like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And you end up replacing what might be real goals with essentially virtual goals.
Not having played video games in a really, really long time, finding a lot of time passing and then going, I just got to do one more thing. I just got to let me find one more flower. You know what I mean? Or these little sort of things. And it's obviously, and I think we've talked about this before, that video games designed in a way almost like drugs, where there's these sort of like, you have to keep coming back and coming back. And it was weird because, again, I'm not having that perspective of playing a lot of games. It was looking at something at least for me, very different and going, there's some really weird things about this. And it was weird that the amount of time I spent, the fact that right after I started playing it, I remember going to bed and thinking about it and going over my head and going, that was something. I mean, I need one more sleep problem, but like, oh man, do I hate ads?
Fucking ads.
Oh,
pre-roll.
I can't get out. We were talking about this week about the idea of that. There's something. It would be weird looking at a generation if a generation is entirely built on nostalgia.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that the generation is not actually creating anything new.
Nothing.
So that. Like, not only it's funny to go, make a joke about the 80s and we all kind of get the reference, but 10 years from now, people aren't going to get that reference.
No.
And the further away you get, the less that joke makes sense. But in a larger scheme, if everything you're doing, if like the art we're doing is reflecting other art, or the music we're doing is reflecting other music, people aren't going to understand that reflection. Yeah. Only a couple artists from each decade get remembered. In terms of, that's an overgeneralization, but...
No, it's true. There have been some people in their day who were famous artists who are now completely forgotten.
No one knows about them, right?
Because when you live in a generation, not my generation, but the current generation, when you live in a generation where everything is sampled and everything is a remake, then what happens is that you've got geniuses in your era, or not too many of them. Like that article we looked at, Lady Gaga is more powerful. What the fuck? Does anybody really think Lady Gaga is a musical genius?
No, only like 13-year-olds do. No, you know what it is? The music industry is so desperate for another star. They will make her... Because here's the thing with Lady Gaga. Again, I don't really care if she's a pop singer. She does her thing. What bothers me is when people are like, she's doing really creative, different stuff, because she's really not.
You know, it's almost like that Andy Warhol thing, right? Where on one hand, Andy Warhol was not an artist. Andy Warhol was a marketer. He was very good at marketing himself.
Or a very modern artist.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say that he was more of a marketing genius than he was ever an artist. But at the same time, like if you've seen that documentary, Exit to the Gift Shop, you know, there is a sense nowadays, more than there ever has been, that maybe we don't live in a culture anymore of art. Maybe we don't live in a culture anymore where you create things that are original and new. Maybe the current contemporary art is how you sell. Like Lady Gaga does not have, really, as far as I'm concerned, a product. The Black Eyed Peas certainly are one of the worst musical incarnations that have ever existed. They are flat out fucking horrible. But there's a marketing engine behind it, which is where all the art is. You see more art and intelligence in ads nowadays than you see in a lot of what ought to be.
Which is sad if creative people are that's where they're going.
Today I saw an ad for what I guess is a remake of Straw Dogs.
Oh, I saw that too.
I don't understand.
Well, here's the thing.
That's not a movie. That's not a high concept movie. You don't remake a movie like that.
Well, here's the thing. I saw Straw Dogs. I went through a phase where
you watch a lot of Zit and cis popping things and some fantastic movies from the 70s.
Well,
it was a mix.
Here's well, it's to some extent. what happened was I literally I think it was my brother. We were like, I kept hearing about The Godfather, and I ended up watching The Godfather. And I know it's so cliche, but it blew my mind. For me, it was The Godfather set me off to watch all these other films.
But everybody has that one movie.
Everyone has that movie. For me, obviously, it's like, oh yeah, you watch Citizen Kane or whatever, right?
Yeah, for me, it was Showgirls. Everybody's got their Everybody's got their movies.
Striptease was pretty good.
It was no Showgirls. Let's be honest.
Oh, Bruce. What's his name? Bruce. What's the guy in the movie? Cannonball Run. I can't stand him.
Oh my God, Burt Reynolds! I love Burt Reynolds. Don't badmouth Burt Reynolds. Do not badmouth Burt Reynolds.
I think he's so horrific.
Oh, he's amazing.
Well, there you go.
He's no William Shatner, but he's amazing.
Oh, he's so awful.
Oh my, no.
He's so awful.
Burt Reynolds is
terrible actor. Terrible.
It's not. You know what he is? He was a precursor to George Clooney. It's not about the acting. It's about the charisma. He was a charismatic guy on screen. He had that smirk. He had that look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
We're not going to agree on this. I will fight someone if they don't like Roy Orbison. And if they don't like Gene Hackman. You name me a movie. Here's the thing. Gene Hackman's made some bad movies. You name me a movie Gene Hackman's been bad in. There is none. He has never been bad in a movie.
I'm sorry.
You can't say anything about Roy Orbison?
Who gives a shit? What do you have to say about Gene Hackman? I will fight a man who doesn't like Roy Orbison.
No. Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison.
He was a weird looking dude. We can admit that. We can agree on that.
In terms of pop music, his songs are so structurally odd that you don't realize until you're actually looking for it. In terms of pop music, people like everything like they like everything like A, B, A chorus. It's the same crap over and over. His songs don't make any sense. No one sounds like Roy Orbison. No one wrote like him. I will fight you if you don't like Roy Orbison. He's amazing. Roy Orbison's amazing.
For me, like the weird musician who's a genius that I would rather not anybody ever say anything bad about is Todd Rundgren.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Todd Rundgren was a musical genius and also a really unique sounding guy. To have a passionate opinion about Roy Orbison, I think is great and bizarre.